Hi everyone, welcome to Miller Music Studios TV. Today we're starting a course for the earliest beginner for piano lessons. And what we're going to use is a series of books that you can purchase for yourself from any music dealer or even Amazon.com. It's called Alfred's Basic Piano Library. It goes from levels A through F and then some. And we're starting with level A of the prep course. So the prep course for the young beginner has several books, and we're going to use all of the ones that I use for my students in our music studio here. We have the lesson book, and then we have solo book, flashcards, theory book, activity and ear training book, note speller, and even a Christmas joy book. So let's begin. Let's begin with our Alfred's lesson book, level A. We begin with how to sit at the piano. So I'll look at each one and then I'm going to explain it to you. First off, they say sit tall. And what that means is when you sit at the piano, you don't want to slump. You don't want to make yourself smaller because look, if you do, your elbow will be way too below the keys. Ideally, you want to have yourself seated at a level where your elbow, when your fingers are comfortably on the white keys, is level with the white keys. That would be the proper height of your bench. So you want to sit tall and lean a little bit forward because that's where the piano is. It's a little bit down and forward, right? Your arms hanging loosely from your shoulders. Now, a way to know that you're not hiking up your shoulders is put your shoulders up to your ears and then just drop them. And however it drops, you look all the way up to my ears and then just drop them. And then that's how you know that you're seated properly at the piano with your arms hanging loosely to your sides. Your bench should be facing the piano squarely. Here you see the bench not square with the piano. And here you see that it is square with the piano. Your knees should be slightly under the keyboard. So if you look at the keyboard, my knees are right here. So I wouldn't have my knees away from the piano. I need to have them directly under the piano. Okay, here's away from the piano. I'm too far away. And here's under the piano, just a little bit, see? Now here's a quick way to know that you are seated exactly as far away from the piano as you should be. If you're sitting up straight and you're the right distance from the piano, when you put your arms out straight like this and touch this fall board, if you're flush with it, like flat with it with your knuckles, then you're the correct distance. And usually your knees are just going to be a couple of inches below the keyboard itself. For the earliest beginner, I have this for their feet. The way that you use it is you squeeze and lift it up, and that would be very high. The reason I have two footstools is because the black one that I showed you is for when the children are the smallest, and we need to be able to raise the floor up that much for their little feet. And then as they grow, as I said, you bring it lower, but it only goes that much. So after a while, their knees are actually hitting the piano, so that's not comfortable. So then I swap it out for the gray one that I showed you, and that one starts around where the other one left off, and it can go all the way down to about this high. Sit high enough also. If you do not have a piano stool that moves up and down, you may need to use a book or a cushion to have the correct position. All right, now let's talk about our fingers. Always curve your fingers. Straight fingers have different lengths. You can tell by this straight pencil here. So if I put my fingers straight, you'll see each one has a different length. However, if I curve my fingers so that each one touches the pencil, then in a sense, we have the same lengths, so that when we put it on the piano, which is a flat instrument, it works. Also, pretend that you have a bubble in your hand, and you hold the bubble gently so it doesn't break. So, again, that would cause curved fingers. For a young child, to help them to learn to keep their fingers curved, you could have, a fluffy little toy that will fit in their hand. And if you can have their thumb pointed down and their fingers around it, and then take that away and see if they can keep that in their hand. As soon as they go like this, you can say, oh no, you would be dropping your fuzzy toy. So you would get back like you're pretending like you're holding it. If they forget how, you can put it back in their hand again. And the thumb always plays here, where the flesh meets the nail. Another way you can describe this to a young child is each one of these are a person and they're looking down at the keyboard. So the ones that are up are looking down at what they're going to play. And another way to look at it is if you see them going like this, the way to explain why you wouldn't play with one finger and let the other ones dangle like this is ask them if they know about a soccer team. And if they're on a field playing a game and one person is kicking the ball, will all the other ones run home and leave him there? No. They all stay together and they wait for their turn to kick the ball. So now these are waiting for their turn. See? Nobody runs away. Everybody stays playing as a team. So that's your first lesson, and it's really geared towards parents or guardians or teachers of small children. That is how to sit at the piano. I look forward to seeing you on our next video, and we'll proceed. Here's your kiss. Happy practicing.